What's up guys, how you doing today? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. In today's video I want to talk about money. How much money can you make working in Canada? For those of you guys who are planning to come to Canada, immigrate here and are doing the research of how much money you can make, this video is for you. I'm going to look in different professions and explain to you from the bottom level and to the highest paid positions, and all of this information is going to be pretty much general from what I know from other people. To get a detailed and vast amount of information, I'll leave all the links right under this video so you can go and explore different occupations in Alberta and all over Canada which might be of your interest, so you know how much people are actually making. In this video I'm just going to tell you that information that I know from other people while talking from other people, because those official resources of information, they can be slightly off, because all of the information that is there, it's a little bit biased. It's all depends on a couple of factors. For example, which company you're working in, it's number one. Number two, the industry. Number three, the province you're in. So same profession that you would be doing in Ontario would be a different pay from what it is in Alberta. Alberta pays a little bit more. Also, for example, if you're working in the retail industry, doing the same position, you would make less money than, for example, if you would work in mining, oil and gas and this kind of industries, or let's say in Canada Rail or government jobs. Same position in different industry would pay you way different wages. So let's start with the bottom line. Let's start with the cleaners. How much a cleaner can make in Canada? So cleaner in Canada would make about $17 per hour in general. In Alberta, sometimes slightly less. If you're working, for example, in a retail store or in a fast food restaurant, like for example you're working Tim Hortons or McDonald's, Starbucks, you expect to make closer to $14.50, $15, $16 per hour, usually not more than that. That's an average pay for this industry, for like general job. For example, if you would get a job as an engineer, it doesn't matter which kind of engineer you are, but you get a job as an engineer in a proper company, it would be starting somewhere from $60,000. If you're a new college graduate and you, for example, join some logistics company like FedEx or, for example, UPS or DHL, something like that, you can expect starting somewhere from $17 per hour, $18, $19 per hour, closer to 20, usually not, but if it depends on your experience. So you also have to take into consideration how many years of experience you have. For example, if you were to be a driver, drivers are making closer to $20 per hour. If you're like, depends on the size of a truck and conditions. If you're a line haul, like a huge truck driver, those guys are making the most money, but they're also long hours away from the city, away from their families, and that's a really demanding job. If you are, for example, a van driver delivery inside the city, expect to make closer to $20, $22 per hour. If you're a truck owner operator, it would be closer to $26, $27, $28 per hour, because you're going to get more than that, but you're going to be spending money for your truck, for your vehicle maintenance, gas and other expenses. As self-employed person, you would have to pay those costs. So those are kind of this kind of jobs. If you look at construction, this industry is very easy to get into in Canada, especially in Alberta, in Calgary. It's really easy to get in construction, and it's really a tricky industry, because once you get into construction, it's difficult to get out. As a construction person, if, for example, you're going to be painter, like painting fences and houses stuff, you start somewhere from $17 per hour, but you really grow fast there to $20, $22 per hour. So if you go into construction and do some trades, like you become a carpenter or, for example, plumber or a gas fitter, and you get licensed by the government, so you go through the training, you get the certification, you get the government license, you will be making closer to $30 per hour. And this is really tricky, because at the same time, in order for you to get $30 per hour in the office, you have to have so many years of experience, and you have to get into a proper company. So it's one out of two, but anyways you would need more experience. for example, if you are a nurse, a registered nurse, nurses would make closer to 80,000. I'll tell you now the highest paid jobs. So if you're a doctor, for example, in Canada, like dentist or physician, those guys are making huge dollars here, because medicine is free here and doctors are basically charging the government for the treatment. If you have a clinic of your own and someone comes for you to treat them, you charge the government the money. People are not paying, and doctors are getting like $200,000 per year. Lawyers are making close to that, but you have to have lots of connections. You have to get into the bar. So if you're a dentist, a lawyer, or a doctor, you are very well settled in Canada. Engineers, I would say closer to $60,000 if you get a profession like that. And if you go, for example, I'm just going to switch my hand as hand is tired. If you are a policeman, you would start with $56,000 your first year, but within the next 3 years you'll be making closer to $80,000, and within 5 years you'll be closer to $90,000, $95,000, $100,000. So all of these different professions have different ranges, and depending on the province where you are at, that's how much you're going to make. You see, if you're in Ontario, you would make slightly less money. If you're in Alberta, you would make slightly more money. It all depends on this factor. Bookkeepers, let's talk a little bit about bookkeepers. In Ontario, my friend, he's a bookkeeper, he's saying that you would make closer like $15 per hour, but in Alberta, if you're the same bookkeeper, like accounting technician, you'd make closer to $22, $23 per hour. So those are the ranges. You also should know this, that in Canada, all of this income, it's not that huge. The higher you make, the more taxes you pay, so actually the earning goes less, but it's still, the more you make, you actually make more. Even you pay more taxes, still you're making more. If you're making more, it's not a problem. As well as expenses, you have to know that if you are making like $15 per hour in Alberta, and in your country or in where I came from, it is a big amount. In Canada, $15 is nothing. It's just the general expenses. Even if you have a family, you have kids, it's totally not enough. So you have to make more money than that. Just to give you an idea, watch the video with my expenses in Canada. It's going to pop up somewhere here. Watch that video about the expenses in Calgary, cost of living, and it's going to be helpful for you. As well as watch other videos on my channel. I will leave all of them in the description below, as well as the links to official websites where you can check all of these earnings. Like, I used to work in a company. The company was just over there. Just over there where you can see, I don't know if you can see, there is a church. I used to work right there. I used to work with construction guys. General, like laborers, helpers would be making $20, $22 per hour. And for example, once you get your trade certificate, you make closer to $28, $30 per hour. At the same time, one guy from that company, he got a job in a big company as electrician, and he's making $45 per hour. That's at least what he said, and he used to make $30 in that company. So it's a huge money. I mean, construction is such an industry that in order for you to get this kind of money in management, you have to have years and years of experience in the office, in management. In construction, you just get that, what's it called, certification done, and once you get it done, you get lots of money. That's why it's such a big thing here. You can get stuck in construction real easily, but at the same time, it's easy to start your own company and start working on contracts. So many people do that, become builders. Lots of people are owning their trucks, they have companies, many truck drivers working for them. So overall jobs in Canada, I would say the lowest paid jobs are retail industry. For example, I know that in Alberta you would make more. So for example, the highest paid jobs in Canada are government jobs, same profession that you would be making $17 per hour, but you're working for government, you would make $27 per hour. I'm just saying approximately. It can be more, it can be, so numbers are off. It's just an example. Similar thing with oil and gas. If you're working the same job in retail, you get nothing, but you're working at the same position, same job in an oil and gas industry in Calgary, Alberta. It's like a capital of oil and gas here. So you get into oil and gas, you get way more money. So make sure you get into the right province, you choose the right profession, do a research of all of those links. When you're coming to Canada, if you're planning to study here, make sure you make the right decision. If I knew that doctors are making so much, veterinarians and other health physicians, I might have been a doctor. Seriously, in Ukraine, doctors are not making much. That's why I never considered to become a doctor. That's why I went for business. But in Canada, if you're a doctor, you're pretty much settled. It's really good. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you comment under this video. The more comments you make, I read them all the time, and there have been so many of them lately, and that's why I'm producing so much of videos, because the more questions you give me, the more answers I can provide in my vlogs. Also, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. Also, after you subscribe, there is a bell notification. If you want to be informed each time I publish a video, just hit that bell notification. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.